Season 3, No More Nice series. This episode is entitled When Niceness Attracts Takers, Users and Abusers, and Performative Connection. What happens when being too nice slowly turns into overgiving, over-explaining, overextending, overhelping, and constantly making yourself emotionally available to people who never plan to pour back into you or to us? Because some people do not connect deeply. That was never their intention. They were ready to just be leeches and suck whatever they could out of you. They attach themselves to access the people you know, the things that you've learned, your energy, your support, your kindness, your resources, your visibility, your comfort, your success, your emotional labor, or your usefulness. And eventually you begin realizing everybody clapping for you is not rooting for you. Everybody around you is not emotionally for you. And everybody connected to you is not assigned to your destiny to stay connected to you. Today we're talking about takers, users, vampires, leeches, performative connection, discernment, and people who only show up when they need something, choosing conviction over approval, and why some healing seasons require us to stop confusing accessibility with alignment and purpose and people that we're called to. Hey y'all, I'm Madison Samone Chase, also known as Miss Chase. I was raised by an incredible single mom who is my biggest fan, my bestie, my BFF, my best friend, for real, forever. I am a celebrity certified personal trainer, fitness and wellness expert, and sports and entertainment media host. I was born in Fort Worth, raised in Dallas, Texas, and built in Los Angeles, the city of angels. I trained at H.E.R with School of American Ballet, becoming the world's only 3-time ESPN Miss Fitness champion, appearing in over 450 fitness DVDs. The first of those 450 DVDs and infomercials was led by celebrity trainer and the GOAT Gunnar Peterson, known for training the Kardashian family. As a personal trainer, I've worked with Robert Pattinson of Twilight and Batman, Chris Tucker of Rush Hour, and Amber Riley of Glee, Dancing with the Stars, and The Masked Singer champion. And as a sports and entertainment media host, I've had the joy of interviewing Richard Branson, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Emma Stone, Viola Davis, Tyler Perry, and Tiana Taylor, to name a few. I share my story to honor the millions of sacrifices my mom planted in me so that I could blossom into the woman I am still becoming. So if you're listening at home, pull up a real chair. If you're listening online, pull up a digital chair and grab yourself some hot herbal tea, and welcome to my cozy home of Cut to the Chase at 8. Now C2TC8, H.E.R Circle, which stands for High Performing, Empowered Women and some men who are ready to thrive circle. It is a 15-minute micro-learning moment for macro-living transformations. And I am so overjoyed that you are here, because this is where we explore life, spirit, mind, and body through lived experiences, yours and mine, and intentional growth. So join me daily for just 15 minutes, twice a day at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, because this is your daily pause for a cause, for clarity, for wellness, for allowing grace in this space, in whatever space you're in, and for intentional decision making. Each episode, my offer to you is 3 keys and 1 reflection question. My prayer and my hope is that these 3 keys are something practical, something grounded, and something that we could sit with and carry with us throughout our day. So let's take a breath together. We're going to inhale for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's cut the noise. Let's get clear. Let's get ready. Let's get set, and let's grow. Recently, I was listening to another message from Dr. Myles Munroe about niceness, discernment, obedience, and spiritual opportunist. And what stayed with me most was not fear, it was clarity. Because some healing seasons and journeys reveal how often being too nice or nice period slowly turned into overgiving, overhelping, overexplaining, overextending, and remaining emotionally available to people who were never emotionally available to us. And that realization, it is eye-opening because many people are genuinely kind-hearted. They show up, they support, they encourage, they advocate, they promote, they forgive, they give grace, they make room for people, and they speak your names in rooms positively because they're advocating for you in a positive way because they're secure with who they are and where they're going, and they no longer are in their past and the things that were painful for them. So when you're secure about who you are and your destiny, you allow space for other people to grow because you see their success and their gifts. And you're genuinely thankful when people pour into you. But eventually some people began realizing everybody connected to us is not connected to us for the same reasons. Some people may genuinely care about us, and then some people genuinely care about access to you and monitoring what you do. And those people are not the same thing, because sometimes people are drawn to your support, your audience, the people that you know, your gifts, your kindness, your visibility, your connection, your energy, your resources, your emotional labor, or the safety of knowing you will continue showing up no matter how little they reciprocate or how little they support you. And if someone never develops discernment, they can slowly become emotionally drained trying to pour into people who were only committed to receiving and sucking things out of you like leeches or vampires. And this can be exhausting because over time, some people realize they have become emotionally available to people who never, ever, ever planned to become emotionally responsible. And sometimes we have to do our PPT audit and look at reciprocity, and are they giving back to you, and are their words aligning consistently with what they say, and do they value you, and do they value you when friendships turn into business and the business is one-sided because you're giving and they are not giving the same, and they don't value what you're giving. And this does not mean that you and I become cold or suspicious or paranoid or disconnected. It means becoming discerning, because discernment is not arrogance. Discernment is wisdom. And some healing seasons and journeys require us to stop confusing being needed with being valued, being useful with being loved, being included with being emotionally safe, being invited with being genuinely embraced. And that part right there, being invited. Watch when other people around you invite you to things, but the person who is supposed to invite you when they don't. And that part can be interesting because you never see it coming. But when you do see it coming, you have to make a decision to exit. Especially when we realize some spaces only felt comfortable while we were supportive, agreeable, helpful, available, quiet, promotional, forgiving, or emotionally easy to access. And the moment boundaries appear, distance appears. The moment honesty appears, tension appears. The moment discernment appears, certain connections begin fading. And sometimes that fading reveals the truth, because healthy people do not only show up when they need something. Healthy people reciprocate Healthy people check on you, not just when they need something, but often and daily. Healthy people advocate for you. Healthy people celebrate you without competing with you. Healthy people are not threatened by your growth, your success, your accomplishments, your healing, your honesty, your gifts, your visibility, or your success. And one of the hardest realizations in healing, whatever season or journey you're in, is recognizing the people who enjoyed your success more than they valued your well-being. And that realization changes people, because eventually you stop overextending yourself trying to preserve performative connection. You stop proving, you stop chasing, you stop over-explaining, you stop constantly showing up for people who rarely show up for you and don't return your phone calls. And slowly we begin choosing conviction over approval, peace over performance, discernment over unlimited access, and honesty over exhausting yourself, trying to maintain one-sided connection. Because our healing sometimes requires accepting everybody around us is not emotionally assigned to go where we are going. And everybody clapping is not genuinely rooting for your success. Some people are simply nearby, and some people are simply there because you've known them for X amount of years, and we have to be careful. And just because you've known of someone for 10, 20 plus 30 years, that doesn't mean that you know them and the person that they are becoming. Just because they're nearby doesn't mean that they are for you. And discernment helps us recognize the difference, which brings me to the 3 keys. Key number 1, some healing seasons reveal the difference between people who genuinely value us and people who want to maintain access to us because that's what they value, the access. And over time, constantly pouring into one-sided connections becomes emotionally exhausting, which brings me to key number 2. Being needed is not always the same thing as being loved, valued, protected, advocated for, or emotionally supported. And discernment helps us recognize when we are consistently overgiving without healthy reciprocity. And reciprocity can be as simple as a return phone call, or you're the one that's always stopping by someone else's house whenever you're in the neighborhood, but that rarely happens on the other side. Or you notice that the way they introduce you is different than what they would normally introduce you as. Like they're introducing you from your accomplishments from 10 years ago. Which brings me to key number 3. Healing may require choosing conviction over approval, discernment over unlimited emotional access, and peace over performative connections. Because not everybody connected to us is emotionally aligned with us. Which brings me to the 1 reflection question. Where in our life have we confused being needed, included, useful, supportive, available, or emotionally accessible with being genuinely valued, emotionally safe, reciprocated, or deeply cared for? So before you go, I want to say thank you, truly, for sharing this time with me. It has been an honor to sit with you and praying for grace in this space. So let's quickly revisit today's 3 keys. Key number 1, some healing seasons or journeys reveal the difference between people who genuinely value us and people who mainly value access to us. Key number 2, being needed is not always the same thing as being loved, valued, protected, advocated for, or emotionally supported. Key number 3, healing may require choosing conviction over approval, discernment over unlimited emotional access, and peace over performative connection. And your 1 reflection question for today, our 1 reflection question is, where in my life have I confused being needed, included, useful, supportive, available, or emotionally accessible with being genuinely valued, emotionally safe, reciprocated, or deeply cared for? So if today's episode offered you clarity, grounding, or a pause for a cause you didn't know you needed, or if there's anything that I've shared today that pricked your heart or lit a spark, please subscribe, share this podcast with someone you care about, and leave a comment so that this isn't a monologue, but a dialogue. And please leave a 5-star rating if you feel led, or send me a text with your thoughts for this episode, because it helps the space to grow and reach others. Now let's close again with one breath. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. and again at 8 p.m. Central. This is Cut to the Chase at 8, C2TC 8, H.E.R Circle, high-performing, empowered women and men ready to thrive. I'm Madison Samone Chase. Let's cut the noise. Let's get clear. Let's get ready, set, grow, and go. Blessings to you and yours. Until tomorrow.